What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Extraordinary Men Podcast. I am Midas. Make sure you put a king in front of that. Let's go. So let's talk about it, man. Why has fast food prices skyrocketed? Why is everything so expensive? Personally, the quality of service has not gotten better to justify the price of the food. I don't want to hear this inflation crap. You know, I remember when a large, extra large even, fry was only $1. So I got this video, man. We finna get into it. And like usual, we going into it with no rubber. Let's get it.
Big and tasty. For just $1, you did your thing, dog.
Remember the dollar menu?
I do.
Well, you may be hard-pressed to find any fast food item that actually costs $1 anymore.
$17 for 3 Filet-O-Fishes at McDonald's? Are you kidding me?
I don't have the money to buy.
And you know what's so crazy? I promise I'm gonna try not to do a lot of pauses and all that during this video. It's a short one, but you know, by law, I gotta give commentary. So anyway, just recently, I want to say this was Friday, I went to this pizza joint and I got they special. It was 2 slices and a 20-ounce drink. That was only $7. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. But then I'm like, all right, you know, my sister wanted some wings, so I get an order of the wings, and you only get like 8 wings, and they were $12 for just 8 wings. So yeah, I definitely feel like what she talking about, like $17 for just 3 Filet-O-Fish sandwiches. Absurd. Let's get it.
Buy fast food anymore.
Would you just miss the days when fast food was actually cheap?
When looking at fast food menus nationally, here are the average prices for fries from McDonald's, a Happy Meal, and a burger combo from Burger King. But I paid even more than that. Here are the prices at fast food.
Do y'all see that? And I'm not sure, like right here, I'm not sure if that's even a large fry. I'm not sure if that's even a large fry. But $4.49. A Happy Meal is now $6. I'm finna research and see what the all-time low of the Happy Meal was, man. Because I don't ever remember paying $6 ever. Let me see. My oldest is 11. And I think I'm only paying like, I don't know, $3? $2-3 for a Happy Meal. And then you have the Burger King meal. My bad. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Give me 1 second. And so you got this Burger King meal right here. And all of that is $11.99. Prices is getting crazy.
Locations by the NBC offices in Midtown Manhattan.
Broadly speaking, sales are performing much stronger than foot traffic, and that's due in part to higher prices.
The Consumer Price Index measures inflation, or the average increase in prices over time. Fast food falls into the limited service meals category. Think anything that's typically ordered at a counter and taken to go. From 2019 to 2023, prices in this category are up nearly 28%. That's more than full service meals. Think sit-down restaurants with servers, which increased nearly 24%. And it's also more than overall inflation, which increased 19%. So why are fast food prices so high, and where will they go from here?
Higher.
Can I please
Happy
get
Meal gonna
a
be
Titan
$11.99
turkey?
now.
Can I get a foot long? Yeah, just that.
Between 2020
Hey, do y'all remember the $5 foot long? And somebody actually came in there with a tape measure and measured the sandwich, and it wasn't a foot. It wasn't a foot long. Do y'all remember that? A huge lawsuit.
2022 and 2023, the cost of food, beverage, and packaging rose around 11% for both McDonald's and Chipotle. Still, as of late, labor is the main culprit.
Food is about a third of the cost of the menu item. So even as those costs moderate, in many cases, and particularly given the laws that we're seeing in California and some of the other, minimum wage laws and just increases that are happening, is that wage pressure remains elevated.
The fast food labor market became increasingly competitive for employers during the pandemic as companies struggled to fill their restaurants. In 2022, the number of employees in the limited service restaurant category were still below 2019 levels. During that same time, the number of limited service establishments grew by over 4%.
As things normalized after COVID, you still see a higher amount of job openings in less.
As things have normalized? What is his definition of normalization? It's still rough out here. It's still bad out here. And the prices are still going up and up and up and up. So what is his classification of normal? Like, I don't think a $5.99 Happy Meal is normal. I don't think a fry for $4.49 is normal.
Less people coming in to fill those jobs.
Compared to 2019, the percentage of sales that goes towards paying for labor has grown for many limited service restaurants like Wendy's and Shake Shack, where it has actually decreased for restaurants like the Cheesecake Factory and Darden Restaurants, which owns chains like Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, and the Capitol Grill.
In order to maintain the same service levels and expand their operating hours to accommodate the consumers' late night snack demands and demands for earlier breakfast, fast food restaurants need to hire more labor across the day part. And so as they're competing with other potential employers, they need to make the job more enticing. And the easiest way to do that is by raising the wage rate.
And companies are passing these costs on to the customer, especially as states like California have raised the minimum wage for workers.
And obviously, despite this huge wage inflation, there's a lot of other factors at play. I think when you look at inflation within limited service, first of all, you're starting with a lower check average. And so any increase of $1 or $2 that an operator passes on just by definition has a higher percentage increase on it.
From December 2023 to February 2024, the national average for a quick service restaurant check was about $18, which is 4.5% more than the same time period last year. That's a higher percentage increase than both casual and fine dining. And full-service restaurants are capitalizing on the decreasing price gap.
How is this Chili's 3 for me only $10.99 when fast food is so expensive?
Could be because we don't have to pay for any mascots.
Please! I was born for this!
It has created a shift in fast food consumer behavior.
Perhaps before they were going there 10 times, but now they're still only spending.
You know what? That's a point. That's a good point. Because we have not seen Ronald around. We haven't seen the King lately either. You know what I'm saying? We have seen a resurgence of Grimace, but that quickly went away. So I am seeing how there's a drastic drop off in promoting the mascot. Because you got to pay the mascot.
$100 and maybe they're going there 8 times or 7 times, right? And so you start to see this traffic fall off because they're still spending essentially the same amount, but they're now going less frequently.
Although prices for fast food have soared, sales have remained strong. McDonald's, Wendy's, and Yum Brands, which owns KFC, Pizza Hut, and Taco Bell, have all seen revenue surge past pre-pandemic levels.
A lot of the sales are still going up, and a lot of that's driven by price as opposed to frequency or visits.
A lot of investors are now focused on who is best positioned to drive growth based on volume, because you can obviously only push your price higher for so long.
And that for so long may have arrived. McDonald's missed earnings estimates in the first quarter of 2024, and an Evercore analyst called it one of the most sobering quarters for the fast food giant. Others like KFC and Pizza Hut are experiencing the same consumer pullback.
We must be laser focused on affordability which means good entry-level price points available every day. In the markets where we're doing this well, the business is outperforming. In some markets, however, it's clear we still have opportunities to strengthen our proposition.
100K plus income household are really powering through and still spending at kind of normalized levels. Where we see a lot of the constraint or perhaps behavioral changes is the 50K and below consumer. And so your lower end consumer who just doesn't have enough spending power to keep doing everything that they were doing when the economy had a lot of additional COVID stimulus available.
Remember the $5 footlong at Subway? Well, that's a thing of the past. This turkey sub cost me over $11. The bad news about inflation is prices aren't going to go down. The good news is the increases are slowing.
Prices in general across the economy very rarely ever come down once they've been reset higher. One of the reasons for that is wages, once they're reset higher, very rarely get pushed back down and reset lower.
To combat the decrease in value offered by fast food, chains are relying on apps and loyalty programs. In its 2023 fourth quarter earnings call, Wendy's says that it plans to invest approximately $15 million, primarily in 2024, to further enhance its mobile app experience. McDonald's announced its goal to expand its loyalty program from 150 million to 250 million 90-day active users by 2027.
They haven't been able to do before is have targeted advertisements that.
And I'm really starting to see a really huge push for that too, not just in McDonald's, but across the map. Really, Home Depot is trying to push customers into utilizing their app while you're in store. If you're looking for a certain part, or if you're looking for a certain material, then you use the app to try to locate where it's at in the store, so you don't have to talk to the associates as much. Taco Bell, McDonald's, they're pushing of people using the kiosks. And I've actually installed, a lot of these kiosks in a lot of these restaurants, and it's a big push to try to get the customer to use those particular items. And I think what they're trying to do is get us normalized to using these devices, this AI, so that we don't have to rely on human interaction so much, and they can cut down on labor costs. We don't need as many cooks in here. We don't need as many people dropping fries. We don't need as many people, because we got these machines in here and they can take the orders through the machine, and all we really need is maybe just no more than maybe 2, maybe 3. Somebody just specifically just running drinks and stuff like that. So I think that's the big push of where we're going. And if they're putting 15 whatever million into this project to try to increase their consumer base to 250 million, yeah, I mean, this is a blatant increase or drive towards that. So
go directly to consumers based on their consumption preferences, and the companies will be able to see almost in real time the return on investment of those advertisements and those promotions that they push to the consumer, because they can tell, I pushed them the promotion on Tuesday and they made a purchase on Wednesday or on Thursday.
The value offered by fast food is something that customers will continue to evaluate each time they make a purchase, and it may ultimately determine how the industry reacts going forward.
Restaurants still take dollars to the bank, not consumer visits, and as long as they're able to continue to drive growth from a value or from a dollar perspective, I think that's still good news for the industry.
2 hamburgers, $4.27.
All right, so that's that. So I kind of wanted to, kind of delve a little deep into why we're seeing all these, increase in prices and things of that nature. I didn't really hear, or what I would love to have heard, and I'm probably going to do some more research on this. I would have loved to have heard, farming, has increased, and, potatoes aren't the same, and, or there's we're running into a shortage of Yukon gold. So, you know, we have to increase the prices because, you know, trying to produce these potatoes is getting harder. Like I didn't hear anything of that sort that would justify the increase of these prices. I didn't hear that. Well, there was the CEO that was talking about, you know, we're looking to increase, you know, experience and things of that nature. But of course, I do want a great, you know, experience when I come in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm spending my money. You know, my money is going into your pocket. So, you know, I really would appreciate a smile or whatever when I come in. But yeah, I do hope that not just McDonald's, but everybody's really start focusing on producing a pocket friendly meal. You know, solutions. You know. The 100,000 plus household, you know, you say they're good. All right, cool. Let's get the 50,000 households still needs to be able to enjoy a meal, still needs to eat, still needs to survive. You know, let's try to produce some meals to where these individuals can eat as well. But yeah, I was really hoping to hear something dramatic, you know, in the realm of, you know, it's getting hard to produce these particular foods, and, you know, it's starting to run scarce, and you know, finding particular ingredients and things of that nature to produce this, and is actually getting hard to find alternatives to replace it, or a like item. Or I didn't hear any of that. All I heard was people out here still spending, even with the high prices. So we just gonna keep raising them. And with that being said, that's our fault. That is our fault, because the greatest way to give a response is through your wallet. That's how you talk to people, through your wallet. If you don't want to pay for the $5.99 Happy Meal, don't buy the $5.99 Happy Meal. If you don't want to buy the $4.49 fries, don't pay for the $4.49 fries. Like it just seems that simple to me. It just seems that simple to me. Go to the store, go to a Wally World, Walmart. I call it Wally World. Go to a Walmart, go to a Meijer, go to wherever, and just pick you up some fries. You can cut them up yourself, or some potatoes, cut them up yourself, or get the already cut fries, and then you get to season them and make them the way you want them. You get to cook them the way you want them. If you want to air fry them, if you want to bake them, if you want to drop them in the fries in the grease on the stove, like however you want to do it. But that's the only way to let these companies know that we serious. We want lower prices, and the only way to show that is to show up, or not show up with your wallet. That's the only way, because right now you're telling them that it's okay that we got these high prices. So that's on us, man. We got to buckle down, you know, start cooking at home, start meal prepping, and doing what we need to do, because these prices are ridiculous. So, but that's it, man. I am Midas. Make sure you put a king in front of that. Let's go. All right. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click the bell. Make sure you tell everybody that the Extraordinary Men is here, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.